Well, hello there, Magic Monsters. Look at that. I guessed really well on the size of the screen. Earlier today, this screen got really wide, and I had to fix it, and I guessed well. Look at all these. Oh my gosh, too many projects. I have 3 projects. Earlier, I had 5 projects open, so I guess it's not so bad. Hello, the Bull. Welcome back. It's been a while. How are you doing? But I also have to check. Oh my gosh. GameNerds.com. So I'm into board games if you couldn't figure that out. And Game Nerds is having their little Nerds Day. Here we go. And every hour they have new things being launched. Ready, set, bet. I'm gonna buy this one. But here's the problem. I need to get $75 in order to get free shipping. And here's the other problem. Hello, Chris Baker. The other problem is that they only release everything every 2 minutes. So, and really, wait a minute. Yes, Central Time. So that's next hour. I don't know. Show in stock only. Now that it's in my cart, do I lose it? It looks like it's out of stock already. It's a very popular game. If you haven't seen this game, Ready, Set, Bet, definitely check it out. It's out of stock, but it's in my cart. Does that mean I get to keep it in my cart? I don't want to pay shipping is the thing. Oh, Baldur's Gate. Well, you know, it's like Tron. It'll suck you right in. Let me see. I'm going to have to put this over here because I think when I check out my private information... Nope, I can't get it because it's gone. Well. C'est la vie. I bet my friend just messaged me about it. Yep. I had one in my cart, but wanted free shipping, and now I can't buy it. Oh well. Wasn't meant to be. All right. So here's the thing. Per request on the Discord, somebody asked about combat stuff. Now, I will say this is not new information. If you go to Infinity P, whoop, that's not it. This is the scripting docs. If you go to infinitypbr.com, not gitbook.com, you can click on the See All Assets here, and you can see that Game Modules is 50% off for just a little bit longer. I think it ends today or tomorrow. It says ends something. And then the Monster Pack 2 bundle, low poly Monster Bundle 2 is on sale too right now. But yeah, ends today. So this discount ends sometime today. It doesn't say what time today. I don't remember what time I pressed the button to say activate, but it was 2 weeks ago. And so this ends today. So if you're interested in Game Modules, which is what we're working with today, it's only 50%. It's a 50% off right now, and it won't be 50% off later today. But the party-based RPG game demo has all this combat stuff. So nothing new here in this live stream. I decide what could be helpful is a very simple demo which strips out all the extra stuff and just says, here's a thing, here's another thing. They fight by throwing things at each other, and that's it. So we're going to make a very, very, very simple primitive demo here. So let's quickly do it. And then I'm going to make a video about it later. So this is going to be the setup, then I'll make the video later that goes through it all. But feel free to ask questions. Feel free to make jokes because I like jokes. Just none of those stupid jokes. You know what kind of jokes I'm talking about, you weirdos. Oh, you got to use the hold option. Oh, I didn't know that. Ah, well. Oh, well. There was a hold option, it turns out, for that game. Anyways, so we're going to create a few things here. Let's start. Hello, Game By. How are you? We're going to start with a cylinder. And this is going to be a tall cylinder. So we'll make it position 2 and make it height of 2. Nope, not width of 2. Ah, god damn it. 2. All right, so that's going to be one thing so far. We're going to call this a rotating damager. Is that pretty straightforward what that is, a rotating damager? Oh well, next time. And we're going to say, we're also going to add underneath this another object here. In fact, let's do this right. We're going to create an empty object at 0, 0, 0. We're going to call this a rotating damager. It's always better to have the empty object, and then we're going to call this post. We'll just call it post. Better to have, where's my scene? A object in the middle of it rather than on the outside edge. We're going to do, yeah, we'll just do this for now. Get my layout right. Throw the game over here. Make the game small because we're editing. All right, so there's our post, and then on our post, we're going to have a giant create a cube, and we'll call this flapper because the flapper is a great word to use. All right. Oh, wrong one. Let's see. What's the button? Is there a button to make it go central? No, there isn't. Oh well. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. This is going to be our flapper. And we're going to make our flapper fairly wide. All right. And we will move our flapper down. And we will central it. And negative 0.5. Negative or just 0. And 1.5 we'll say. All right. So this is our flapper, and this is going to rotate. We're going to do a very simple script here. Stat affecting scenarios. Create folder. We're going to call this one. Where did the folder go? First of all, but second of all, I did it in the wrong spot. Stat affecting scenarios. Create folder. We're supposed to do a scene. Put that in that. There we go. There we go. That's better. And then we're going to do so we're going to do scripts, and then we're going to do game module scripts, because I want it to be a little easier to find which script is which. In the scripts folder, we're going to have scripts, which are things like rotate this, simple rotate, and we're going to be using AI here. So if you don't like AI, oh well, that's it. All right, so this is going to recompile before I can add it to the thing. So we're going to put that there. We're going to open this up in Writer AI. I want to make sure it loads up in Writer AI. No, it's not loading up in Writer AI. All right, so we've loaded up here. Now, let's load it up in Writer AI. What are we calling this? Import demo. Did we not open it up in this yet? Open. Trust and open. There we go. All right, Writer AI. So I've decided I like Writer AI a little bit better than ChatGPT. I like the UX of ChatGPT better. Oh, the AI loves you. The AI doesn't care about you. Both at the same time. But I find that this one's a little bit better. So we're going to say namespace, game modules, just in case somebody is silly enough to not import this into a brand new scene, which you should import this into a brand new scene, because this is going to just have stuff just experience it, take from it. That's that. All right, so we're going to do a simple rotation. Look at that. It already knew. Well, aren't we just snazzy? That was an AI thing right there, by the way. I think it worked. We have simple rotate, speed, axis, and we're going to press play just to see did it actually do exactly what we wanted it to do just by naming it simple rotate. Maybe make this bigger. There we go. So now we are doing a simple rotation. Look at that, negative 180. So we'll make it rotate counterclockwise and go pretty fast like that. All right, so that was called AI in action. That was actually not Ryder. That was the Copilot from GitHub rather. GitHub Copilot. It doesn't format things the way you like necessarily, but that last bit was Copilot too. We're gonna just make this faster, so if anyone does add it, they will just have it there. All right, boom. So we've got that. Now let's make our player. So we're gonna go into game modules. First person movement prefabs. We have our game modules first person camera. So now we have our camera. We're gonna put this wherever. We're gonna move it back here, put it back there. 1, okay, and 5. All right, so now let's go like this and press play and just the game module's first person controller, by the way, it was updated. So now we've got all sorts of fun things. We can move around, so it just makes it fast. We can move around, we can get hit. We're gonna turn this into a trigger, not a thing there. We should turn on our ability to fly because why not? So we can turn on our ability to fly by clicking this and clicking fly and jump, and now we can fly and jump, and so we'll just press play again. So now we can fly with this. I'm pretty sure that's too slow for me, and then we can jump with a space bar, but we have to be landed for that, but we can jump. Okay, so we can play a game where we try to jump over it. Whoa, whoa, fun stuff. All right, so that's our first person movement right there. We can jump, we can fly. The fly height, vertical speed is too low. And we got 2 audio listeners in the scene. There we go. That's better. So, and we can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly. Okay. All right. Good. Let's do 350. All right. 350. That's already set because it's a scriptable object. We can turn off our main camera here. Just delete that shit. Create an empty. We're gonna call this a line. I'm tired today, by the way, so I don't know if you can tell, but when I'm tired, I ramble more than usual. All right, so we got this. We're gonna put our rotating damager there. And our rotating damager is going to have a flapper that does not have a collider. Actually, it does. We're going to have a trigger collider instead. And we are going to set up a couple other things. Yeah, we'll set up a couple other things real quick. We're going to set up a empty object, and we're going to call this a caster. Now, caster is just going to be anything that throws a projectile. And we will zoom on this caster, and we need to populate it with a thing. What should we make it look like? 3D object. We shall make it look like a capsule. So that, whoops, capsule. We'll make it look like a capsule so that it kind of looks like it's throwing stuff around, like it's a person who's going to throw stuff. And we're just going to, I don't know, let's just do a simple ping pong. So we're gonna do another script. We'll see how good the AI is on this one. Create a C#. I think I'm getting a pimple right here. What the heck? Simple ping pong position. Just to get some motion in this ocean. Yeah, namespace. Infinity PBR game modules. What am I doing? I'm doing the wrong namespace over here. All right. And we will delete this and see if it comes up with what we want. Oh, shoot, there it was. And I deleted it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to quickly look through this. Speed is going to be a little bit more. We're going to say speed is 5. But axis distance, we're going to say distance is going to be 10. Start position, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's just see what happens. Hey, this time it did the formatting I like. Maybe it is learning because I have the other script up. Let's just see if that works. I don't know if it's going to work right off the bat. Oh, I didn't add it. Simple ping pong. All right, so it's going the wrong direction. That's okay because the axis is here. There we go. There we go. Simple, simple, simple. All right, simple ping pong position. We're gonna do that. 0, distance 10. Y is our. This is supposed to be here, and there, and caster. All right, let's see. Does it work? It does. So that's going to be a caster that's shooting things at us. And when they hit us, it's going to cause damage. Now we're going to be able to hit them too. We're going to do that as well. So that's a caster. And then we're going to say one last one. Test dummy. And we're going to put here cube. Okay, and well, let's move our test dummy a little bit. All right, make it 0, make it 0, make it -5, make this 1, 2, 0.3, 0.3, and then we will make a new cube. And make this like this. Make it higher though, and make it skinnier here. All right, then we'll duplicate it and rotate it. Go. None of these need colliders because, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to remove these components from those, and then we're going to create another empty one or cube here, and we call this collider, just to show another way of doing things. There are a billion ways in the world to do things. And bring this up. Out a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit of silhouette of a man. Got to dev. Did you do the game jam? Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so that's gonna be our collider. All right, and our test dummy we will put over here. All right. So we have a caster, a test dummy, and a static, a rotating damager. And let's just make sure that we're all set, and then we'll do the next step, which is going to be let's just make sure that this doesn't move. Good. We get smacked, but we don't get pushed. We can walk up here and do that. We can walk up here and get pushed probably. Oh, no, we don't get pushed. All right, but that's okay. Let's then go to, we should probably put on this caster a little dot to show the face or the direction it's facing. Sphere. And this is going to be like a little eyeball. Just a little tiny little eyeball thing. Now it's a minion. Okay. And then we'll do a simple look at. Create simple look at. Do you know why I'm naming these simple? Because I want people who don't have much experience to look at them and say, oh, this is a simple script. It's not meant to be complex. Infinity. Did it just do the entire thing for me? I think it just did the entire thing for me. Namespace. What's going on here? Okay. Target. Speed. Look at. Transform, rotate. And now it's also going to rotate towards me. I don't think I want it to rotate. I think I just want to I just want it to look at. I don't think I want it to do the rest. Because this is on rails, basically. It goes back and forth. So I don't want, it's not going to be on the caster. It's going to be on the capsule. And we're just going to look at the first person player camera. Okay, let's just double check that. And then we will be done with it. Actually, I just thought of something. Other thing I wanted to add. All right. He's creepily looking at me. Perfect. So we'll be able to dodge the bullets by moving around. The other thing I was thinking would be cool is if the capsule could, not the capsule, the test dummy could kind of like spin when it gets hit. Like that. So let's do a quick, simple spinner. Simple spinner on hit. Whoops, we'll put that on the test dummy. And we'll put namespace infinity pbo.modules and do our thing here and see if we can get the AI to do all of our work for us. Work smarter, not harder. Does it not know what to do? Okay, it does. Good. Speed, axis, up, update, rotate, simple spinner, on collision, enter. Not quite. Okay, we're going to do public float max speed equals 180 F, and then hello 81 okay, and then how do I want to do this? Do I just want to add force? I think so. We're gonna say public void got hit. And when we add force to the object based on speed and axis. Nope. Nope. Okay, so we're going to say call this force. And we're going to call this axis. Okay, and we're going to do AI actions here. We're going to say AI actions, chat. Let's make a method, got hit, which adds force to spin the object around based on the float force. Mr. AI. You can add a rigid body. That's true. I would need a rigid body, wouldn't I? Good point, AI. Oh, I already had it. Okay. So looking over that looks pretty cool to me. We'll make it format correctly. Okay, we won't make it format correctly. We'll have to do it manually. Okay, so whoops. This is basically saying, what are we doing? We got a rigid body. On awake, we assign our rigid body, or do an error, add torque when we got hit. All right, let's give it a try. So we're gonna add our, to test this, we have to add our got hit thing to our player here. We have player input, which is fine, but we're not going to use that because this is just for the first person movement. So we're going to add some other stuff here. We're going to say C# script. We're going to say player attack keys. Again, we're doing this simple. Your way of doing it should probably be more robust than this, but we're not demonstrating here the attack keys. We're demonstrating the game modules in the end. That's the point. Infinity PBR.modules. So we're going to have two attack keys. We're going to say attack and shoot. So we're going to say public key code attack key. And that's going to be key code. I don't know. How about mouse? On mouse? Yeah, we'll just do mouse button. Okay, so public void, private void update. If input dot mouse button down, get mouse button down. What is it? Button. Is it just 0? It's been a little bit. And then if input dot get mouse button down 1, that should be the right click, right? We're gonna say attack melee and attack range. We'll do these. So this is gonna happen when you click it. And we're gonna say private or public float cooldown equals 0.533f and private float cooldown timer equals 0f. And we're going to say if cooldown timer is greater than that, then we're going to do that and return. So we can't do our attacks if the cooldown timer has not is currently above 0. Otherwise, we're gonna, if it is above 0, we're gonna reduce it and return. And we will do these attack range debug.log attack range. We'll have to do that later. And then this one is going to be attack melee. And for attack melee, we're going to look for we're going to look for a thing that has an interface on it. So we're going to look for a game modules actor. How do I want to do this? Again, we're going to do something very simple. Simple game modules player. And this is the first one for the game modules aspect of it. Infinity modules, and we're gonna make this we're gonna do an actor that just inherits from game modules actor. So public actor, public game modules actor, and we're gonna do we're making an interface down here. Public interface. Attackable, and void got hit. So we need an attack, a got hit. We need a void death. These are all going to be public as well. Or maybe not the attack. Oops. Can I? Oh, I guess not. All right. So I think those should be fine. We're going to do iAttackable here. We'll implement those missing members. Yes, we will move this to its own thing. Can we not move this to its own thing? I want to move this to its own. Move to iAttackable. Okay. Simple flares. We got this. We got this. So got hit. So we'll make these virtual. Hello, Nicholas. I see you have a long statement, which I will read in just a second. All right. Okay, we got that. So now we're going to create a script for test dummy. Test dummy is going to be namespace infinity py.modules, and test dummy is going to inherit from simple modules player, get modules player, and we're going to override stuff. Oh yes, hello. I have not read all your stuff yet on Discord. It's been a busy work week, and I'm taking today off of work, which is why I am here. Since I just yawned, I realized I should probably do this. Oh, that's too much. It's gonna get cold. I should drink it fast. So yeah, I'll check it at some point, Nicholas. I hope that's okay. I hope you don't mind. All right, so with our test dummy, we have to override our various things. So it's going to be, there you go, boom. Isn't that great? AI is just wonderful. So we're going to do something here. We're going to say, what do we call it? Our simple spinner on hit. So private spinner or simple spinner, spinner, and then on private void awake, we're going to say spinner equals, I bet it's going to be up there, it is. Okay, we're going to do a spinner, and then when we do our got hit, we're going to say spinner.gotHit. All right, and then on our player attack keys, we need a public. Let's do a nice, make this nice header. Options. And then we'll do header melee. Whoops. And this we're going to public float melee distance is going to be what, 2f probably. That distance. Can't type. Distance is one word I always type wrong. Melee distance we'll do. Get prepped for range 2. Range. Game object range projectile. So we'll do projectile. All right. So we got melee distance of projectile, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. So now let's do in. We're gonna rename to this ranged attack and make this melee attack. Melee attack, and then in our melee attack we're going to say find all colliders within melee distance range. Boom. And loop through all colliders. We're going to then if collider is iAttackable, is not iAttackable, continue, and also make sure collider is within a 80-degree angle of player forward. All right, do all that for me. Okay, yes, that's fine. No, it's called got hit. Well, we don't need to do that. All right, can you write this for me? AI. Please populate the melee attack method. Let's see if it does it. That's nighttime, the bull. Coding, what is it? Cocktails and coding. Cocktails first. This is coffee and coding, I guess. If I didn't have my day job, I would have a schedule that include a couple coffee and coding every week, and at least one cocktails and coding every week. All right. See, it's nice. It tells you why it's doing stuff too. So isn't that nice? I think that's nice. Let's see if it did it. All right, so we're getting all colliders in our thing for each collider. If it's attackable, if it's not attackable, we continue, and then we get our direction to our target. We get the angle. If the angle is less than that, then we invoke that. So we're gonna let's see, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna do a very simple public float well, for now we're just gonna say got hit, but we're gonna have to do a to-do here. So attackable.gotHit is really what got hit. We're gonna have to do a damage thing too, and yeah, so let's do public void take damage, and then we'll do public virtual void take damage, and then in our test dummy we'll do take damage public override void take damage. We need to actually add this. It's going to be a float damage, and add this to everything. Whoops. There we go. There we go. And then we are going to do got hit from here. And debug.log to do damage. Okay, and then in our player attack keys, we're going to take damage, but first we're going to do -1, and then we're going to do a debug.log to do attack maths with stats. All right, because we're going to, the damage is going to be from stats. We're not hard coding that, you know. Nope. The third person, I got closer, but here's the deal. The third person one, there's just too many options. That's why I decided there's, as I was doing it, I had some that worked, but I was like, now you have to consider, do you want it to be a third person that uses root motion or not uses root motion, then jumping, flying, and all that crap, and then just the strafing, and like, do you want it to be a simple one where it just the camera just follows the player? Do you want it to be where there's just too many options, and so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. That's why I decided. Why have you been out of the game? The bull. Actually, coffee cocktails are a thing. I could do that. That could be like the special once a month coffee and cocktail, or coffee cocktails and coding. I have no use for a third-person controller at the moment for my own stuff, but if you share it with everybody, okay, let's see. So what was I doing? We were going to test this, right? Yeah, let's just test it. Do it live. Screw it. We'll do it live. All right, so we get close to here. Whoops, wrong button. What did I say? Mouse button? Yes, mouse button. Oh, but now I have to be in here to do it. Okay. This isn't going to work because... okay, let's change it. My mouse is everywhere, so I'm not going to... We're going to abort the mouse button thing. We're going to use different buttons. I've got buttons for the motion already, so we're going to have to use... I don't know, different buttons. Player attack keys. Let's set this up here. So public, we'll go back to where we were doing public. Key code, melee, key code, not mouse down. It's going to be maybe R. No, we'll do F. F and range key is going to be R. All right, and then if input.get button down key melee key get key down. There we go. Yeah, I had it wrong. Range key. Okay. Yeah, so the third person stuff is really just so unique to a game. What just happened? Ah, was I not in? My lord, why is this happening? So I'm pressing F and it's not doing anything. Okay, let's turn off the jumping and this is what we'll do. All right, we're gonna turn off jumping because I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. So turn off jumping. Now we can't jump. And we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to say, change this to be attack key. And it's going to be key code space now. And we don't need a range key here. And what we're going to do is if key code down equals attack key, then we're going to call this try melee attack, and this is going to be a bool now. And if we are able to attack, then we are going to say do that and then return true, otherwise return false, meaning we did not attack. And then we will do try melee attack, and we'll say if we couldn't try the melee attack, then we will do the ranged attack. Does that make sense? That's simple enough, right? So if there's something close, you attack it. If there's not something close, you shoot. Again, just trying to be simple. What? A bug? Oh. Semicolon. A missed semicolon. See, one day the AI is going to be like, hey, buddy, you missed that. Do you know how long it's been since I played World of Warcraft? I've only played it for like a half an hour in my life because it's not my type of game, turns out. I was excited when it first came out, but I couldn't afford it back then. And then I saw a friend playing it. All right, now let's just not do anything. So let's see. Ah, see, so we have our collider here. And so let's just move this, move that, whoops, copy it, and we'll move it to our test dummy, paste component as new, and then we'll remove it. That's the issue here, I think. Let's find out. Does that shadow look weird? Oh yeah, it's up in the air because of our collider. Not working. Okay, let's fix that first. Our collider. 1 and 2. There's our collider. All right. And we can just delete this whole darn thing. All right. Our test dummy now has a collider on it. And I don't know. Oh, did I not add the... I didn't add the... That's the other thing I tend to do. I tend to not add the things. The components. Jeez. Diablo. And it's still not doing anything. Is my... Did I, you know, I just said I don't add the things. And I didn't add the thing, I think. What am I looking at? Scripts. Player attack keys. Player attack keys. Add that. See, I didn't add the thing. All right. All right, see. There we go. It's attacking range. So that means it's not finding something. Why isn't it finding something? Wait. To do attack my... Okay, so we did get a hit there. I wonder why it took so long to get there. Let's see. We are right next to it. So why? I think the angle math might be wrong. All right, so let's talk to the AI again because I think this might be... I didn't really check this angle math. And we'll say... whoa, oh, not that button. What did I just do? I went full screen. Stop it. All right. Let's check the angle code. It should be based on the forward direction of the object which owns this component. Looking left to right, 1/2 the angle. See if it finds an issue. It's almost correct. To be precise, the 80-degree field of view is a total angular range of 8 degrees. Therefore, divided by 2 is not necessary. The following code will check the document with 80 degrees in front of the attacking object. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, don't say story. If you say story 3 times, then story appears. I don't know if it has to be all in the same in a row though. There we go. So we're out of range. I believe now we're just blocking it from... Now we're like stuck in it or something. So what we should do, instead of a box collider for our test dummy, which is going to have hard edges, let's add a collider that is a capsule collider. And remove our box collider. And our capsule collider will do a height of 2 and a center of 1. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Let's see if that works. There it is. Now it's just, is it slowing down? Oh, it's falling down. Well, whoa, now it's going cray-cray. Woo, it's breakdancing. All right, so a couple things then. One, our rigid body constraints freeze rotation on the X and the Y. And then, what's our force? Let's do less of a force. Because we do want it to slow down, right? We want to hit it to show that we've hit it, but then have it slow down. So that's probably... It's slowing down very slowly. Let's do 5. I guess we should make it let slow down all the way. Okay, that stopped it. All right, 5's probably too little, but the drag is it needs to be more drag. Let's do 0.5. All right, there we go. I think that's going to be better. So we're going to do a force of 100. More drag means it'll slow down faster. It's bouncing around, though. There we go. Freezing its position. It's still bouncing, though. Is that it or me? It's me. Why am I bouncing? It looks like I'm bouncing as I move back. But maybe it's an optical illusion. Do you think it's an optical illusion with the horizon? No, I feel like I'm bouncing when I go backwards. See? Why am I going backwards and bouncing? That makes no sense. Yeah, look at that. It's bouncing backwards. Huh. Well, that's curious. I mean, that could be a first-person movement control issue. I don't know. I'll have to face that a different day, though, because that's not what we're doing right here, right now. Watching the world do something. All right. All right. Let's go to the next step. So now we need some stats. So we're gonna do a few things. We're gonna affect the movement speed. Oh, that was the other thing I need to do. Sorry, force field. We needed to do a slow zone. So create a 3D object, cube, slow zone. And a slow zone layer, get it? This is gonna be a big thing. We'll make it, say, 5 by 5 by 5. Yeah, 5 by 5 by 5, 2.5. And we're going to need a material. Create a folder, materials, and this is going to be a very simple material. So create material, where there it is. Faded blue, blue faded. And this is going to be blue, dabba-dee boo-doo-doo, fade, and fade it, and put this material on this thing. There we go. Now we have a slow zone, and in the slow zone, when you go in the slow zone, you slow down. And when you come out of the slow zone, you speed up through a condition. And we'll do that to the caster as well. So the caster also goes through this slow zone. Let's see. Okay. So this is going to be our slow zone. Oh, it needs to be, that's okay. It needs to be a, not collider, a trigger. All right. That's fine. We will do the rest of that in a bit. So we have our speed of our movement with our first person here. This is going to be controlled by a stat. So let's create some stats. We're going to call these simple demo of type simple demo. So we're going to call this movement speed. And what else do we need? We need attack, we need damage, we need projectile speed. No, we don't need projectile speed. We need attack and damage. We need health and health max, and we need I mean, I don't know. You could go deeper. I don't think I want to do with like magic points and all that because, you know, its concepts are the same. So attack damage, health, health max, movement speed. I mean, honestly, these cooldowns and other things could all be stats as well. If you want for your game, you could make a cooldown to be a stat, so you could affect it by other things. But we'll just create those for now. So our movement speed is going to be modifiable because our slow zone is going to modify it. Health max is going to be modifiable. Health is not. It's a counter. Damage is going to be modifiable. Attack modifiable. So that's good. And our movement speed, we're going to set this. What is our movement speed? First player movement control. What is our... It's probably, I suppose, then on the prefab here. Movement speed is 4. So what we're going to do is actually make this a movement speed mod. So let's just change the name. We're going to call move speed mod. And the name has been changed, as you can see right here. And then it redid some things. And so we're going to base this on the final proficiency, which is going to start out as 0, which equals 1. And we're going to modify the speed by that. So this is basically what I'm saying is that's fine. Health max, we'll handle those on the player. All right. And then we have our first person camera here. And we're going to add a simple player. Game modules player. And we're going to add a starting stats. Or start actions and a starting stats. All right. In fact, what we'll do is, since Corey mentioned require component earlier, this is a good use for those. We know that this needs both starting stats and starting action. Certainly starting action. So required component start action. So you don't have to use it. I put it in the wrong spot. But it's a good idea. Start. Oh, is a type of start actions. There we go. And type of starting stats. What's starting stats value? Where's that? This is the right one. What's starting stats value? Do I have a random script in here that I shouldn't have? Starting stat value. I don't see it. Okay, I don't know why. Curious though, I'm wondering now. Start value. Nope, that was just the AI doing its thing. All right, see, the AI can confuse you too. So now we have these. When we do this, it should just automatically put it there. And it does not seem to have done that. That's weird. Why didn't it? Player. Huh. It did it that time. Interesting. One would think that it would have added it to these too. Okay. All right, star actions doesn't have to do anything at all. So we're going to do, though, the dummy is just going to have health and health max. We're going to start with 100 health and 100 health max. And that's that. On our first player here, we're going to add all of them. And move speed mod is going to be 0. Health max will also be 100, and health will be 100. We'll do damage of, say, 5 and attack of 2, so we can show some maths there. And then our caster is also going to be a, well, let's create the class for that. Actually, it's going to be like test dummy. So let's just duplicate this and call caster, and call this caster. Whoops. but we don't need this, and we don't need this, and we don't need this. And so caster, we'll just quickly update these. Okay. And then we'll add our caster script here. And we have our starting stats. We'll add all of them. Our move speed mod, we don't need that. Health max, again, we'll just do 100 for all of these. Damage is going to be, say, 3, and attack will be 3 as well. And that's going to be passed through the projectile that the caster has. Speaking of projectiles, the caster is going to need one of those. So let's call this a header, and we'll call it required or options. Required. And then, quotes, quote unquote required. And then we will do public game object projectile prefab. Do we call it projectile prefab on our player? We should not put the keys here. We should make a player thing that is different. Okay. All right, and then we will do our player, which is also one of these. Oops. And that is why it didn't do the required ones on the player, because it was not here. All right. So let's redo some of our scripting here. So now we have a player, which I should have, I don't know, I'm an idiot, I didn't do that earlier, but that's okay. It happens to us all. Private player, and in private void awake, we're going to say player equals get component of type player. And when we do our try melee attack, we're going to do all this stuff. So what we're really going to do is say we're going to update our iAttackable. When we attack, we need a iAttackable. And we're going to change this. Instead of iAttackable, it's going to be game modules. Actually, game modules. Have stats. No, we'll keep it with iAttackable, but we will say that iAttackable. Can we do I have stats? No, we can't do that. That's okay. We'll add the IF stats in a bit. So I have stats attackable. Yeah, we'll just keep it. Yeah, okay, we'll keep it at that. And then we will update these on all of these. And we'll have to update all of these and all of these and all of these. All right, so we're going to be an attacker thing. Why is this still doing base attack? Attackable. We don't actually need to do base attack for these. It's just kind of there still until we refactor it away. So in our attack, we're going to do a player attack, but what we're really doing is attacking this thing. So we're going to say attackable.take damage, and we're going to do damage compute damage private float compute damage, and this is just going to be a very simple thing. It's going to be a well, let's do this in a bit. Let's we'll just return -1, and we'll do that in a bit, flesh that out in a bit. So debug.log, do damage maths, okay, and so now the player attack keys will do this. It will do player attack attackable. There we go. Player attack attackable, that calls player attack attackable, that does this, and it takes damage to that, and that should be fine now. Let's see. Are you following that? Do I have a bug? Nope, I don't. Are you following it? Is it making sense? Ask questions if you have questions, by the way. Null references. Why are these null references? Did I make a mistake here? What? That shouldn't happen. Let me see. We have our caster, starring stats, start actions. Okay. Test dummy. Start action, starting stats. Alright, let's see if that happens again. If it does, we will figure out where is it happening on all of them. On starting stats. Is this perhaps... An order of operations thing, perhaps. Let's see. Move up. Nope, does not appear to have been that. All right, let's see. What the heck is going on here? This shouldn't be happening. Oh. Whoops. Wait a minute. But if that was the case, then it would never happen. Yeah, add if null is true. So this should just add it if null. Curious. Debug.log. Main stat. New points. And then we'll do debug.log. Oops. Log test. And just that equals null. It should be false because it should add it. If it's oh. Yeah, you see, I'm an idiot. It's not that. It's not that. See these required prefabs? Boom. Required prefabs means they are required. My bad. I should put a thing somewhere that says, hey, you haven't added them. I think that will fix the problem. Yep. That fixed the problem. There's still a null reference, but that fixed that problem. So let's remove all this junk because that was not an issue. All right. But this null reference might be an issue. It's probably for my refactor. That's my guess. Player is null. Did I not put my player? I didn't put my player. All right, there we go. All right, 2 damage. Perfect. Did I not update this now? See, this is test dummy. Yes, this was supposed to be 0.5, right? And I was gonna freeze all those and make the force more. All right, copy this component, paste values, make this more. 90's fine. All right. All right, let's do some maths on this. Thank you, Tech Dave. I hope you have a great afternoon. Let's do some game module stuff. We're going to do some before we do that, let's do something. I want to put a UI stuff above this. I want to try something. How do we do where we put it in the world space? We don't need an event camera. Okay. And the panel is too huge. Ah. That is still ginormous. Ah, that's better. Why is it so pixelated? That's why. All right, there we go. All right. Simple look at. And simple look at the player. And I just want to see if this works because I want to put the stats for this thing up here. All right, look at that. So it's looking at me so I can always see what its stats will be. That's nice. Okay, I like that. I'm a fan. So we're going to do panel, and then we're going to do UI Text Mesh Pro. Import the essentials. That's huge. Why is it so huge? Is there a way to make it just naturally smaller without doing the font size? Because that's still huge. I don't know. It's still ginormous. Okay. Why is it so huge? guess we just do that. I don't know. It seems... This seems wrong to me. But what do I know? I'm just a dude. Standing in front of a computer trying to make a demo. Canvas size is 2:1, scale 1 pixel per unit. Never really worked with world space, at least not for many years. But this seems like it will work for now. This is going to say health x of y. Change the canvas scale. To fit the sign. Why the scale and not the size? Well, we are looking for that. We're going to do our simple script here. We're going to call this a stat text read out. Width and height. Are you sure? I don't think that's the case. It doesn't seem correct to be making the scale so small. I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. Why would I make that so huge? Because this is what I had before, and then everything was blurry on the edges. I don't know. I think I will trust you that you're probably right, but since I don't want to deal with it right now, I'm going to just go with this because it seems to be working just fine. Text. It seems to be working just fine. So this is going to be how you gather. This is one way. There are many ways, but this is one way to get the stats of a thing. So we're going to say public game modules actor, and we're going to say to our actor. So we're also going to say public stat, and then we're going to say text, and then we're going to say awake set the text. Isn't the AI just wonderful? All right, close to this object name, and then we're going to say actor dot get stat. Is that going to be? Yeah, that's actually about right. Stat, but we're going to make this protected virtual because this is only going to give us one stat, and we need multiple stats. So this is going to be a stat text readout. Dot final stat, we'll say. But we're going to do now create C# stat health. Hey, that is not what I wanted. That's such a small scale though. Meters wide, canvas is 800. Jeez. Well, I'll have to figure that out another time. So, so this is going to be stat text health, and this is going to be namespace infinity modules, and it's going to inherit from, why is this called that? Stat text health is going to be inherited from stat text readout, and we are going to do a protected override update, and we're going to do public stat max health, and instead of the base update, we can copy it though. We'll do, was it going to suggest something for us? Look at that, it's so smart. This is the original. Is text not available to us here? Protected. Okay. Stat object name. Get stat out of that stat. Interesting. But we're going to do points here. It's going to be our health points divided by our, or over our max health for stat. It's just a wonderful system, this AI stuff. If you're not using the AIs yet, you got to. It's just so wonderful. All right. So now we're going to remove this, and we're going to add the health one. Health, stat text health. We will have our stat of health and our max health of max health, and then our, oop, that's not what we wanted. No, we wanted our simple game modules player. There we go. Let's call it character, and then we're going to do character dot, whoops, character dot actor. There we go. My bad, everybody. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, so our character is going to be our test dummy. And now let's press play and see if it works. Hold your breath, drum roll, please. It works, but we are backwards. We are backwards. Why are we backwards? I don't know. There we go. Health 0, 0. That is not correct though, because health should be 30, shouldn't it? Or 100 rather. Did we make it 100? What did we say? Starring stats. 100. So it should be that. What we're going to have to do is say, yeah, that's not, that shouldn't be the case. It should be saying 100. Why wouldn't it be saying 100? It does not appear to be updating. See, we have our debugs here showing that the things have been, this is being added twice for some reason. I actually don't see the readout for the test dummy at all. Appears to be working, but let me see this. Why do I have 2 starring stats here? Test dummy. Oops. Just make sure that that wasn't an issue. Oh, I forgot to reset this then. I don't know why this is doing this one twice. Game modules first-person camera. Oh, no? So this is the 2525. Yeah, it seems to be doing the first-person camera one twice, but I can't figure out why. There's only one. Am I missing something here? There's only one starting stats here. Let me try something. Make this 1,000. Press play. 1,000, 1,000. So apparently it's running this single one twice. Well, that's awkward. I mean, it should only be doing it once. I don't know why. Hi, Keith. Oh. This one, keep in mind, is only on sale for a short while longer. If you go to infinitypbr.com or the link in the description below. infinitypbr.com. I don't know what time today. I wish I remembered what time I had pressed the button, but at some point today, it's going to not be on sale anymore. Could be anywhere from 20 hours from now to 2 minutes from now. Discount ends today. Anyways, yeah, so I'm not sure why that's happening twice. It really is... I mean, it's from the same coroutine, right? You do it var var test equals 1, and we're going to do test plus plus debug.log test. Let's just see. I'm curious to see if this is on doing it twice or if it's doing every single one twice. One, two, three, four, five. It's doing it twice. It's just running through it twice. I don't know. I really don't know why. I can't imagine why. So it's basically calling this twice, but this only calls it once. This only gets called once. And awake only gets called once. I don't have another first-person camera as far as I know. So I don't know why that's happening. Ooh, there we go. There are two I have stats components. That's why. What's the other I have stats components? Simple game modules, player, and player. Oh, that's why. Remove that component. There we go. I should have read my own messages. I literally put that there so you would know how many components this would be affecting. Okay. Oh, thank you, Keith. I appreciate it. If you have questions, come to the Discord. Happy to help. All right. Now the real question is, why isn't this showing its stuff? What if I make it a player stats? It's probably my issue. Like, character actor get stat points. Debug.log. Let's see something. Character has stat equals that. Okay. Oh, it gave me more stuff than I. So yeah, it's apparently 0. But we are setting them in the starting stats. Stats can get stat value points. Let's try something here. Let's do some more debugging. var game stat equals character actor get stat and var points equals game stat dot points and var final stat equals game stat dot final stat, and we're going to recompute it just to see, and then we'll do debug.log debug.log game stat object name. Make sure we're getting what we think we're getting here. You know, my only thinking here is that we're actually adding it here first. Let's try something. I'm going to try a different thing. Public int delay equals 2. If delay is greater than 0, then we're going to say delay minus equals 1 and return. I just want to see. I have a feeling now that we are actually adding the stat with the text. Ah, that's what we were doing. Okay, so the problem was that this was being called first. So what we really need to do here is say if not character.actor.has stat, then return. So if we don't have the stat, we're going to return, because for these ones, let's just delete all that. Stat.object name. Yeah, we're doing... Okay, yeah, we're doing the get stat, which will add it So we can set this to be false so that we don't add it. And if we don't have the stat, then we return, or if we don't have the health stat, there we go, then we return. And then in our base update, we should do a similar thing. All right, so that was the issue. The issue was that our text readout was actually adding the stat for us, because the get stat will add it for you by default so that there's no null references. But there you go, health 100. Now let's see what happens when you do this. Nothing. Oh, we haven't done the damage yet. All right, so let's do the damage. Compute damage is going to be, so that's one way to get stats, by the way. Here's another way. We could do public game stat, attack stat is going to be, we'll say game stat, what we call it, what we want to call it. You can call it whatever you want. We can just say attack for now equals actor dot, nope, equals actor, right? Oh, we didn't name it. Attack equals actor dot get stat attack properties dot stats dot attack. Oh, demos. Oh, wrong one. Dot simple demo dot attack. Get stat attack. False. We don't want to have null. Forgotten arrow. Okay, so our attack is going to be that, and we're going to go final stat. We're just going to call that, so we'll do float. All right, so this is what am I missing here? Oh, we can't do it. Call this do attack. How about that? All right, so here's our attack. Here's our damage. Okay, and then for compute damage, we're going to do for each, so far, final damage equals 0, and then for each var for int I, final damage, random range 0, 1, 2 damage. Float. Whoops. Or just make that 0f. And then return to sender negative damage. Just return final damage. There we go. That's what I meant. All right. So very simple. For each roll, we're going to get, for each attack, which is a roll of the die, we're going to compute some damage and then sum them up and return the final damage. And when we do that, we're going to say negative compute damage is the amount of damage we are attacking them with, or take damage. Yeah, we will say they will take the full damage and they will convert that to negative health. So test dummy, when it takes damage, is going to take this damage, and we're going to say on here, not on here, we'll do on the simple player. In fact, all this we will move up to the simple player. And we're going to do public float health stat is going to be actor.getStat properties.stats.simpleDemo dot health and false, and we're just getting the health stat, so it's gonna be a game stat, and then okay, and our take damage is going to be health stat to add points, negative damage. And so for our test dummy, we will just do base.take damage. And that should do the damage. It's just saying add points and then negative damage, because we're subtracting points instead of adding points. There we go. So we can do some rounding here, but you can see we are doing damage to the thing, and it's going to get lower and lower, and we don't have a minimum, so it'll keep going lower and lower, and we're going to do a death as well. So we'll do this up here, and then the take damage is going to say check for death, or we'll say if health.points, health stat.points is negative equals 0, then we're going to do the death. And in the death, we're going to say debug.log game object.name is dead, destroying, and all we're going to do is just destroy it. So destroy game object. That's it. Simple enough. So our test dummy, we don't actually have to do anything there. We do have to do that, and we do have to do that. Well, the dummy's not attacking at all, so we don't need to do that. All right. And now let's update our health, because we don't want our health to go under 0. That seems kind of silly to me. So let's check out our stats here. And we'll look up our health, and we'll make our minimum to be 0. And our maximum is going to be our health max. Final stat of health max. There we go. Now we can't go down to 0. Now this should destroy. Let's see if it gets destroyed. Okay. And we should also then do one other thing to our stat here, our health stat. We're going to round to the ceiling so that it's always, our points. Oh, we're not doing the final stat. We're not doing the so what we'll do instead on our player compute damage, I'm gonna actually put this on our simple player, because other things might make use of it. We're going to return final damage.round to decimal, and we'll return 0 decimals. Round to decimal, by the way, is on Infinity Extensions. There's a whole bunch of extension methods here. I don't know if you noticed that, but there are, and you can make use of them. Oh, hello, Jason Story. The UI in the scene is looking, this heart is covering. I have to bump up the text more like, ew, my eyes. What? Which UI? This text right here? There we go. So now we're rounded. Dead. All right. Let's do the next thing. We can get rid of this now since we know the player is attacking. Okay, and then we are going to do our player gain damaged here, and so we need another UI panel, and this is going to be another canvas actually. So UI. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yes, I haven't changed the colors. If you'd like, I can do that now, just for you. Let's see. I don't know what colors I want. I haven't thought about the colors yet. All right. UI canvas. This is gonna be the player's health. Duplicate. Put this down here. Okay. What is this one? This is gonna be screen space overlay. Scale with screen size. I don't know. 1920 by 1080, and put this in the middle. I think that's the best practices, although I hate UI, so you never know. This is going to go somewhere else. I think its settings are just all off. Yeah, everything's off, so we'll just delete that. We'll go create UI panel. There we go. Oops, panel. And we will go up here, and we will make this dark for our friends, and we will do another text. Player health, and we will add player health, text health. And it's going to be looking at the character. We're going to look at health and health max. Delay can be removed because we're not actually doing that. We fixed that issue. Okay, and then we'll make it fit. Why is it not fitting? Oh, because I was zoomed in. Who knew? Did anyone know that? I didn't know that. All right. Now, I just want to see it. Yep, it's giving us our health, and then we will give ourselves some damage. So we're going to go to our rotating damager, which is this bad boy right here. And we're going to look at our flapper. And our flapper, we're going to have a... we're going to rename game modules to the scripts to look at. And then we're going to call this... So I guess the flapper is going to be just like it's going to be a character as well, a simple game modules player. So let's just make this flapper, because I like the word flapper. Now I'm thinking about people dancing in the 20s. So we're not going to have a projectile. I don't think we need any awake. We don't need... Well, we can do attack, but we're going to do something else. No gain hit, no death, no taking damage. It doesn't do anything like that. But actually, we do want to override these because we do nothing on them. So we'll override so that we don't take damage, we don't get hit, etc. We could add a bool on these for the player to, like, I mean, you could make it attackable, could be damageable, which so the player only attacks damageable stuff like that. But we're not going to go that deep for this one, so we'll just do nothing on those. And then for the do attack, we will do an attack on the attackable. And what will we do on the attack? We're going to compute damage and say, yeah, well, wait, what is this? Do attack. What is our player? Do we even need to do the player override? No, we don't. I don't think the player does anything special on that. We can just do that. Yep. So we don't have to do anything special for this one either. But we do have to say public or private void on trigger enter if trigger is I attackable, do attack. Oops. Invert this. Take damage. Where do you say attack, attackable. Do attack. It doesn't like this name, attackable. You know what Unity has that I always forget to actually look at, and it's really my fault for not looking at this. And I know you've seen this before. If you go to the forums, and I don't know if where it is on the but if you go to the publisher forum, if you're in that, and you look at, I don't know where it is. It's like design something. This one. Yes, the Editor Foundations Design System has a section for color and other things. Color palette. Somewhere I swear I saw like, so it's got these. So it has these. That's nice. And I've realized I've been doing all my own stuff just using colors I want, but I should probably like use these colors instead. But there's like a ton of information here. Colors for warnings and all this other stuff. And there's I need to start using the new system as well. Jason, you just need to do a course on it. I'd buy that. Maybe. I'd buy it. All right. So the flapper. Yes, our flapper is going to be a flapper. And since it's a flapper, it has an actor, so we need some starting stats. And our starting stats are going to be just attack and damage because we don't have the other things. And our damage is going to be, say, I don't know. I don't know where our damage is going to be. It's going to be 4, and our attack's going to be 3. And did we do everything else right? On trigger enter. If it's an attackable, then we do attack. That should be right. It should just work. We'll see. Null reference. Null reference. Null reference. What's null? Why did this get wide? Attack will take damage. But we're computing the damage, and our attack seems to be null. Something here is null. did add our starting stats here, did we not? Attack. Are they not being added? They should be being added. Yes, they are added. So what is being null then? Oh. So now it works, but our player health isn't going down. And something's shaking. Is it the spinny thing shaking? It's weird. All right. This player got hit to do damage. I don't think I need to do any of these special. Just do player death, and then we're not going to do the base death. We're going to do player death, and then we're going to say health stat dot points equal health dot set points to health stat dot max points health max dot final stat and health max stat health max. We'll just do that, and we'll add that property right here. We will add it like this. Health max. Did you also know that there's a fancy button I added that I'm not making? If I go to stats and code, you can now copy all those nice properties. And then you can go over here and paste them in. Maybe I should have just done that. Now I have to rename stuff. So attack. Yeah, okay. So I just need to fix a few things. So I should have done that because why not? There we go. Yeah, that's an easier way rather than typing it out, just to copy paste. Oh, sure, but that's a more corporate branding style guide. A child white box anchored to the top of that one. It makes a nice header section. Then you can fill that text with the size of that box to the left with padding to have a perfectly header size and lay it automatically even if you resize. 4 clicks. Going to color palette website. These work well together. Making color palette file. It's a Unity feature. Really? Using colors across things. I didn't know that there was a Unity feature for a Unity palette file. So I think a header might be helpful here because we don't know the difference between these two things. So what does this refer to after all? So let's see if I can figure out what the heck Mr. Story was talking about. If you can then add a child white box anchored to the top of that one. Another one, huh? Another one. And anchored to the top of it like this, I believe. And then if we make this bigger, smaller, it goes with it. And then we could put some text in that called header. And we can put some text here, UI text, and call this player. And then call this player and center it and middle it and resize it appropriately. And then go to a color website. Well, Let's see. I used to know one off the top of my head. Color picker website, palette website. Colors.co. That's the one I think I used to go to. Maybe it's not. No, it's definitely not. Reject the cookies. This is not it. What's this? So when anchoring that one, the text, hold Shift and Control and press the middle box on the anchor. All right, let me undo stuff. Shift and Control. Whoa. Offset pivot. Alt. Offset position. Doesn't set. Did not seem to fill. Ah, that's the one then to fill that. It seems. Bottom right. Okay. Got it. Got it. But now I knew text is not positioned right. All right, that's fine. But yes, I was looking at color palettes. What's your favorite color palette website, everybody? Color palette. Adobe has one. So many. I don't like this one. Color Hunt. Why are these named? I feel like this needs to be I don't know. Space. That doesn't seem right. But maybe we can start with this. I don't like this site. What's going on with this? I don't like that either. Pick a color. Any color. Well, I've known my swatches. And I've got this. Is this what we're talking about? because I made this a while ago. I don't know if this is what you were referring to or not, but it is something. But I want a better color picker site because I remember that I used to have one that I really liked using. It was just fun. Generate color palette. It looked kind of like this. You could just, yeah, you could just rotate them all through like this. Yeah, it's like this. And you just keep doing this until you feel good. Not that, not that, not that. Oh, now it stopped generating. Now it stopped generating. Yeah, I kind of forgot about it, but now that I clicked it, I remember that I did it before. But I will be honest, I did forget about it. All right, but anyways, yeah, so the header, we can make a different color. And we don't really, the player text, we can make a color. I think that's what I used to do, something like that. But make that a little bigger. And a new text, player health can be a different color. And there we go. And if we're going to do that, we can do this here and this here and be done with it. All right. It's different colors, but that's okay. Now, why isn't this giving us? Oh, it is now. Okay, well, it's working now. All right, so we're just going to take some damage for a while from our flapper. And then when we get it down to 0, it should give us back to 100. And then we'll move on then to the next example. If anyone's actually paying attention to, the point of this was that I'm making a demo to have simple examples, super simple, as simple as possible, of how to cause damage between things. Hopefully, you've realized that the things here are extremely simple. Attack says take damage with compute damage. And take damage is add points, negative damage, check for death. It's very simple stuff. It's not complicated to makes sense. I've tried to do that with my fancy pants editor scripts, but I realized I was an idiot and I didn't make these constants, and so I keep having to retype out the same thing like an idiot. But that's okay. But I have more colors. I have this red, I have this yellow. But I use yellow consistently for things you can change. Anyways, we should probably change this panel to be the matching color there. All right, and then yes, I was going to make that thing fire a projectile. We need a projectile. So let's make a projectile. Create 3D object, a sphere. Spheres make for excellent projectiles. Projectile. And this projectile is going to be down here. And it's too big. It's going to be, say, 0.4, 0.4, 0.4. And we're going to have a particle system under it. So create, is there just a particle system thing? Yeah, particle system. And this is going to be a very simple particle system. We're not going to loop. And but for now we'll loop just for testing. What are we going to do here? Shape. Sphere. And speed, start speed, 0, start lifetime, 2, and we will do size. Where's our size? 0.1, emission, shape, radius, much smaller, 0.1. And speed, force over lifetime, velocity over lifetime, that's what I want. Between two curves. No. What do I want? I don't know what I want. Between two constants, that's what I want. 1 and -1, 1, -1, 1, -1, and color over lifetime. We'll make this go like, oops. Well, let's do this. And then we'll adjust it. And then we'll adjust it some more. And then we'll adjust it some more. And we'll make it blue. Da-ba-dee-boo-doo-doo. Maybe that. Or not. Okay. And then we will do world space simulation. Do 0 over time and 30 over distance. There we go. So now when our projectile goes, hey. Why is it, oh, is we have max particles set to that? I don't know. Maybe because we have max particles. But wouldn't it move if I have this? I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll check that out. Okay, this is our projectile. We're going to make another simple script. Create. And we're going to have the AI do it for us. Not folder. Come on. See, humans aren't very good at things sometimes. Or maybe it's just me. All right. Simple move forward. All right, so write it for me. Write it for me. You're not gonna do it? Come on, Copilot. You did it earlier for me. Oh well. Please write a simple move forward script that uses a constant speed in the forward direction. Seems simple enough. And this is going to be a trigger, not a collider. All right, that's going, look at it, it's going like a projectile. I want to do something else here. I want to make this a little prettier. Particle system. Okay, yeah, we'll do another one like this. Particle system, and this is going to have looping, start lifetime 5, start speed 0, no shape, and then emission is just going to be, say, 1, and we're going to make this size over lifetime is just going to be curve. How come I can't edit this curve? Am I missing something? I'm not seeing a curve pop up. Ah, particle systems curve. There it is. My bad. It was just hidden from me. So we're going to go start 0, end 0, but go in the middle up like a hump. Okay, and then color over lifetime. Between two gradients, we'll do this one and do another one, but instead of these colors, do something completely different. Maybe that and that. Okay. And we'll do 2 per second. Okay, and then what happens if we turn off this mesh? Oh, our color should actually start at 0 alpha and go up pretty quickly to something else. Okay, and then put the oldest in the front. Where's the option for that? Oldest in front. And then more of them. Let's do 5 per second. All right, let's just make that our projectile. So now we have a projectile that is just magical. Simple enough for now. Prefabs. All right, so that's our projectile. Perfect. Let's fix this up for our caster. Has a spot for projectile, and so does our player. All right, so let's work our player first. Player attack keys, do attack. Range attack. There we go. So we're going to do player do range attack. We'll have to create that method. And you know what we're going to do? So since we've got count them, 1, 2 different bad guys that can do projectiles, we're going to make a new class that actually has this in it, and we're gonna do public class simple game modules player range player, or forget that, not that. We'll do range player or player caster player caster. No, what am I doing here? We already have a caster. Let's just use caster. So player is now going to be a caster. And a caster is going to have this. Debug.log do range attack. All right. And then, yeah. There we go. Yeah. That way we only have to do the code once on caster. What do we do when we do range attack? So first, we can put our projectile prefab there, so we don't need it on the player because the player now already has it. We could override this if we want, and in order to do that, we need to make sure it is a virtual. Find a target. No, it's going straight, and it's going to be a trigger. What we really need to do is pass the information to the projectile. So the projectile itself needs a script. Scripts to look at. And so we're going to create that script. It's going to be called projectile. And guess what the projectile is going to be? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Hello, Troy, by the way. The projectile is going to be in our lovely namespace. Infinity modules. And the projectile needs to store the caster. So we're going to say public caster. Actually, we'll not do that. We'll do a private. Whoops. Public. We'll do this caster. Is that correct? Get and set is going to be value. We don't need that. Is this an auto property already? I can't remember. Private caster. We do need a set though. Okay, there we go. That's what we need. That's what I was forgetting how to do. All right. So we have a caster. The projectile is going to have its own speed, which that's already set with the move forward. We need the on trigger enter. So private void on trigger enter, and this is going to be very similar to the flapper, really. What are we doing here? Projectile. So we're gonna get an attackable, and then we're gonna do the attack. So what do we do? How do we do the attack? That's the thing, right? Because the caster is the caster, but the caster may have died by the time this hits something. So this needs to know what all the caster's details were. So essentially, this needs a private actor, or what do we need? We don't need the full actor. For this, we're just using attack and damage. So I guess we just need to store those in some way, shape, or form. So we're just going to public float attack and public float damage, and then we're going to do a public void setup, and that's going to give us our caster. We don't need all this because we're going to do caster equals caster and attack equals caster dot attack, and damage equals caster damage. And then when we do our attack, we're going to mimic our other do attack. I'm just going to be copying that. And compute damage. Compute damage. So we're going to move this compute damage to another script so we don't repeat code. We're going to make this a simple demo utilities, and this is going to be a static class, simple demo utilities, and we're going to say make this static compute damage. So we need to float attack and float damage. Namespace infinity.modules. Okay. So now instead here we will say, I'm going to put it down here just in case people are looking at this, they don't get as confused as they might. Simple demo utilities dot compute damage, attack and damage. All right, so this is what we'll do now. Projectile will also do it using this attack and this damage. All right, that should be good. We might have one bug on the flapper. I have to update on the flapper too, or not. Oh, because the flapper we did it higher up, so we don't need to. We did it right here. All right, so that should be good. Let's just double check that everything's working as expected, because I did just refactor a little bit. I don't have any tests set up or anything like that. Okay, so that's working. Player can take damage. Player didn't take damage. Uh-oh. Oh, because we removed to the caster and we didn't update the caster with all this other stuff yet. So, I don't think we need any of that. Let's just confirm. We were overriding all the methods on the caster, and when we don't need to do that. So let's just quickly confirm that everything is working as expected. There we go. I don't know what the bouncing is going on though. That appears to be the object, I think. But oh, I'm no longer bouncing going backwards, so I don't know. All right. So that's all working fine. Now we need the projectiles to actually go boo. So we're going to do public void fire projectile, and then come on AI, I'm hoping the AI just does it. Nope. Okay. Instantiate a projectile. Make it look forward. Forward. And pass and call setup on it. Ha. Done. Isn't that nice? Yep. I think this one will work right. All right. And then we're also going to destroy projectile in not 5 seconds. We'll give it a good 20 seconds to live its life before it gets destroyed. That just keeps them from being filled, the whole scene from being filled with projectiles after 5 hours. All right. Oh, I didn't set up my my player to fire a projectile. That would be useful. Where's my player attack keys? Range attack, do range attack. Okay, fire a projectile. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just a minute. I'm attacking myself. That's not cool. If collider.gameObject equals this, continue. Should that even happen? Because it will never be this, right? Oh. It would never be this, would it? I don't know. Let's see if that fixes it. All right, there it is. Okay, well, maybe we do need our circle back on our projectile because that's hard to see. Yeah, we'll just save that. All right, there's our projectile. I'm gonna fire it at this thing, see if I can hit it. It doesn't appear. Oh, no references. That's okay. That's something. When does that happen? Does that happen when we spawn it? Yes. Okay. Why? Why does that happen when we spawn it? Fire projectile. It's 23. Oh, did I do that again where I didn't put the projectile on it? Yeah. Projectile. And I think it's moving too slowly. We're going to make it 8. Okay. I forgot to put the component on again. All right, that's faster. Boom. Oh, now when we hit, we also have to destroy it. So projectile. Do attack. On trigger enter. Destroy game object. Okay. So now we can fire at this from far away. Wait a minute. Why am I suddenly attacking myself again? I thought we fixed that, and now it's doing it again. Why? That is... All right, let's see. Player attack keys. Debug.log attackable is attackable.gameObject.name. No. Dot. Okay. Are we really attacking ourselves, or is this somehow attacking us a different way? Or is it because we became a caster? You know what it is? I know what it is. Do you know what it is? This is your chance to guess what it is. It's none of these. It's not this. You know what it is? Last chance. Projectile. It's the projectile. It's colliding with us right here. Oh, too late. Sorry, Troy. So what we need to do, let's see, do we have the object var object equals caster.gameObject? Do we have caster.gameObject? Caster, yeah. Sorry, what the heck? Caster.gameObject. So we're gonna say if equal other, yeah. So we can't collide with ourselves. Basically, that's what we're doing. If we collide with ourselves, then don't do anything. All right, maybe that wasn't it. Let's see. Debug.log on trigger enter. Okay, maybe that's not it at all. I guess no projectiles are being formed, so that's that. All right, something has to be happening here. So let's go to our player, and we're gonna say debug, or no, public override take damage. Wow, it knew what I was gonna do, sort of. Debug.log test. So this is just gonna give us a trace to see where the damage is coming from. It's going to do the base damage, and then we can figure out why it might be causing damage. So let's go over here. Okay, test. So we have player attack keys, and player 45, do attack, take damage. Player do attack on the attackable. Attackable is going to be collider.gameObject.name. It seems like we're attacking ourselves. I wonder if it was both the things at once. That could be it, I suppose. let's see. Let me add back in this check. Could be both things. All right. So maybe it was both things. That's my guess now then. It was both that we were trying to attack ourselves and the projectile was also hitting us. So now we have both of those covered for. Let's go back and see the magic happen. So the thing is, when you pass something over from one thing to another, and like we're doing here, we're passing stats over. Now we're just passing two values and doing the math again on those values. The thinking behind it is, if we're a magic user, let's say we have some stats, right? And our stats determine the damage. If between the time I cast a spell and the time it hits, logically, that damage shouldn't be going up because I already cast it. So if my stats change in that process, or if I die in that process, we don't want a null reference exception. So if you look at the party-based demo, there's a pillar that fires things. That has a little bit more of a complex version of this. We're doing a very simple version here. There's many ways to pass the data over, but essentially you want to bring over the data you want. There it is, destroyed. Yeah. And then do that. All right, so now let's make this thing shoot at us. All right, so we have our caster. Caster is going to fire a projectile. So now our demo, we need a new script. And this is going to be, we'll just copy this when we, caster character. And this is going to be of type caster. Whoops. Character. Okay. And it's going to have all those same things, but it's also going to have a demo casting and public float attack or cast frequency equals 2f, and then private void update is going to be, actually we'll do it this way. We'll do, actually, yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll just let it do it for us. If time to time is minus that equals that, then do that. Invert this. You could invert it a different way, but that's okay. There we go. Do range attack. Do range attack does the fire projectile on the caster, and we should be good to go. We just need to change it on our caster here and change this to a caster character, removing that component. Get our projectile. Did I spell projectile wrong? Projectile. No, I didn't. Oh, well. All right. And everything else should be the same. So let's just see if that works. The red squiggly. Whoa. That is a lot of attacks. Not quite working. Which, these ones, like this one. So this is a rider has different things. So this says it's an expensive method invocation, which means it's a heavier method. If there are others, sometimes, yeah, there's various things. I'm going to change the way this works. If we counter, I'm going to do a counter. So try. Nope. We're going to do this. Try to attack and private void try to attack. I'm going to say if counter is greater than 0, then we'll do that. Otherwise, we will do range attack, and we also say counter equals cast frequency. And we will also add private void awake. We're going to do, make this a method, reset counter, and private void reset counter is going to be counter equals cast frequency. Okay. That way we only have it one place. All right, so get the component. It could be my editor's preferences for that one, but that one's not squiggly. He said squiggly, so I'm not sure if that's the right one. All right, so now it's doing it. It's doing it at the wrong spot, though. So what we need to do is do range attack, add a header options, public vector 3 attack or projectile offset. There we go. And then we're going to instantiate plus our projectile offset. So this is just adding a vector 3 to our spawn position for the projectile. So for our player, earlier I was thinking it was a little too low, but I didn't do anything about it. So for our player, I'm going to add just like 0.3. But for the caster here, I'm going to add 1.5. And let's just see if that makes it a little bit nicer of a height. Yep, it does. And then for me, that feels a little bit better as well. So okay. And how come it's not looking at me? It should be looking at me. It's because the thing that's looking at me is not the thing that's firing. So the caster object itself, the capsule is looking at me, but the object is not. So we need to say we're just going to be hard code this. I mean, this is not the way you would probably do it in your game. Transform target to look at. That what we're going to do? It's going to have to be in here because this is where this is the thing we're going to change here. Public. So we'll add this here and we're going to say if target to look at equals null, then we'll do that. Otherwise, we're going to say else projectile.transform.lookAt target to look at dot position. Okay, boom. And then for our caster down here, we will throw that on there. Generally speaking, you might not hard code this way because your game's going to be set up differently. But for this very simple example, we are just going straight there. There we go. Now, we are taking damage. Yes, we are. Indeed, we are. Can we get him to take damage? No, because he has no... Well, yes, he does. Why isn't he taking damage? I know why. I know why he's not taking damage. Or maybe I don't. Oh yeah, I do. Because his collider is on this instead of this. Now it should take damage. Did we? Nope. Still didn't, huh? Well. Alright, we can get rid of this debug stuff. Why isn't the projectile on trigger enter caster attackable, get component attackable, debug.log, other is other. Oh, Troy, you didn't have to do that. Thank you. But I appreciate it. Let's see. So that one works. I should make him stop moving. So he's hitting me, but mine aren't hitting his at all. Why is that? It's looking for caster game on trigger enter. The trigger is the projectile. And this is the collider. And it's not a trigger. And we have the caster character, which should be the thing it picks up. Let's move this up here, just in case for some reason it is thinking it's a different caster's cast. I may have messed up if that's the case. I need this guy to stop firing. 5,000. All right, you stop firing, you. All right. Nope, it does not seem to be colliding with it at all. It's colliding with me, but it's not colliding with it. Why isn't it colliding with it? What's going on? Is that collider in the right spot? No. Maybe that's why. Maybe its collider was too low. Nope, I don't don't think that's the case. Nope, it didn't work still. Let me just check. Where is my collider here? Where is my caster? Make this huge. Make him stop firing. Capsule collider. Radius is a 1. Height is a 2. It's huge now. And stop moving. Nope. Nope, it goes right through them. All right. What's the difference between these two? It's like that old game from the TV shows. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Test dummy, capsule collider. Is it because it doesn't have a rigid body? God, rigid body. It's a rigid body. That's why. If I freeze the position of the rigid body, will it still move with the script? Yes, okay. Well, I believe I can fly. Yep, alright. Alright, that was it. It didn't have a rigid body. That was it. One of those silly things that I forget. Let's get rid of this debug because that's working now. Now we need to add the readout above the other character. So since we have one already above our dummy, we're going to say health readout. Make that a prefab. Go to our caster. Put it above the caster too. And it should be good, except we need to look or choose the right one here to pay attention to. Our character is going to be our caster. All right. Then there's only one more thing to set up after this. There it is. And if we get close enough, then we'll do the melee attacks. But it's moving so fast. All right, melee attacks work. The other thing we need to set up, it's not looking at anything. We need to set up the panel needs to, or something. Where's the look at? Something's looking at. Simple look at. There we go. All right, there we go. And now we have our caster. We'll put that here. We'll put our test dummy down here as a prefab. We'll put our rotating damager down here as a prefab. Now let's look at the slow zone. So this is going to be a trigger, and we have to give a condition that slows down movement speed when we enter and removes it when we exit. Let's create that. Slow down. Slow. We'll just call it slow, and we will do simple conditions. Create that, and our slow. We will say, what's our settings? It's going to be infinite. We're going to be removing it manually. And no effects on points, but there's a stat effect, which is on move speed mod. We're going to change the proficiency by negative point, I don't know, 6. So 60% reduction in movement speed when slow is active. So if we go to our slow zone, we need a script, and we're going to put this in the scripts to look at. We're going to call this slow zone namespace infinity PBR to modules. Ah, gosh. Modules. There we go. And then we're going to do on trigger enter and on trigger exit. On trigger enter and on trigger exit. So we are going to say going to be very similar to this. So we're going to look for an attackable. And we're not going to do attackable. We're going to do move. Yeah. So public interface move. I guess that's the way to do it. And for if you wanted to guarantee that it has conditions, you would do this slightly differently. We know that our things have conditions, so I'm not gonna like do I have conditions, because you could do I have conditions, something like conditions, something like that, and look for an actor that has conditions. But we're going to be movable, and not do that. What's going on here? Oh, I must have accidentally accepted the AI suggestion. iMovable. So here we're going to be looking for something that's iMovable. We're going to have a public void take gain condition, and we're going to use a condition. All right, so that's the only thing there. So okay, and then our player is a caster. Simple model player is going to be iMovable. Why are these all? Can't resolve symbol all of a sudden. We're going to make this a public virtual. Okay. Is this a spam call? Yes, it was a spam call. Okay, on trigger enter, we're going to change this to movable. If movable is null, return. Then we are going to say movable get condition. Oh, we're going to have to do also public void remove condition, and we here need a public condition. That's the condition we're going to give. So gain condition, and then similarly down here we will do remove condition. We'll move this to its own, nope, not rename, move to iMovable. All right, and slow zone is going to do that. It still thinks that it does not have stats. I think it's just missing for some reason. It's the properties is not being found at this exact moment, but it is apparently once we come back to Unity, so not an issue. It appears. Okay, and then now we need to do our casters. Now, our player has a movable, but we also want the caster character to do it. Technically, casters aren't necessarily movable, I guess. Yeah, so that's actually a good point, because not all players are movable. So our player is movable, and our caster character is movable. Okay. Okay, so now we'll do our overrides on the game conditions, or yeah, gain and remove conditions. So public override void gain or get condition. What is it? Get condition. Is that what I called it? I can't remember. I guess it is. and public override void remove condition. All right. So we're going to say actor.add or gain condition. No, it's add condition. Add condition and condition. That should be it, I think. And then actor.remove condition. Condition. Hopefully that's straightforward enough, and we'll make it a expression bodied. Make it expression bodied. All right, that option isn't existing, so we'll just do it manually if I can learn how to type for the first time ever. Remove condition. And there we go. We'll do the same for our caster character. All right, so that's great. Let's just test to make sure it doesn't do anything, this condition. We still have to make it actually change our move speed, but let's just check to make sure it's actually being added. So we're going to do our caster here and look at their actor. We'll press play. We should see the condition show up and disappear in this list as it goes through. Of course, I probably didn't add the script to the slow zone, did I? Nope, slow zone, because that's what I do. I don't add the scripts. All right, slow zone, press play again. Look at our caster. Conditions, it's added and removed. All right, so the conditions added, the conditions removed, just like that. But it doesn't do anything. So our caster is being moved by this simple ping pong in the speed. So what we need to do for simple ping pong, we need to, for first our caster, we need to make this a statement body, and then we're going to have private simple ping pong position, and we will say ping pong equals get component simple ping pong position. And when we get our condition, I guess I didn't need to make these expression bodies after all. We're going to gain that, and then we're going to, so if you followed the other things, So there's two ways of doing this. We can tell the ping pong slow down, or we can have the ping pong check and see what speed it should be. Let's do the tell it method, which is going to be a little bit more efficient because we use a blackboard too. There's many ways to do it. So with all things, there's many ways to do it. For this one, we're going to do this. But the condition won't actually affect the stat right away. It'll affect the stat in the next frame. So what we're going to do is say ping pong position dot speed. We're going to say set speed to what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? There's so many different ways. I'm going to go to the ping pong position here. We have our speed, but we need to store what it actually is. So private float speed equals 5f, and we're going to put that here. Actually, what we'll do is do it here, start position, and speed equals speed. So we'll cache that, and then we do a public void update or sets update speed, and we're going to do modify speed. How about that? And then we'll do float modification, modifier, and there we go. Speed equals negative speed times modifier. So we're going to pass in our proficiency, basically, because our proficiency in move speed is what we're looking for. So modify speed by actor dot movement speed what do we call it? Move speed mod. Dot proficiency. Proficiency. Okay. So I believe this actually won't work right now. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think that the move speed mod will have updated, but I'm going to check. We're going to check. So we're going to do debug.log. Just do a check on this. Yes. So the proficiency is where to go? Oh, whoops. I think we shouldn't have multiplied by 0. Should put a check in for that. Simple ping pong. Let's just confirm that if modifier is less than or equal to 0, then we return. We don't want to make it go crazy. All right. So what we need to do is say actor dot move speed Oh, we don't need to do actors. Just move. I keep doing actor, and that's where I'm getting lost. Move speed stat dot recompute, and then pass it in. And I got my maths all wrong here on my ping pong. I'm going to be passing in something between -1 and 1. So it's really going to be... Wrong one, ping pong. It's going to be... we don't need to check for that. Var speed mod equals speed times modifier. And then speed is going to be speed plus speed mod. There we go. All right. Because we're slowing down our proficiency by 0.6, so it's going to pass in negative 0.6. It should, and then we'll just do that math, so it should reduce it. There we go. But what we're not doing is removing it. Did it happen too early? Let's see. Oh, it reset its position. Why did it reset its position? Oh, because it's ping-ponging. Interesting. All right, let's do one thing at a time. We got this. That's working. So we're going to call set speed. And then in set speed, we will do this. And then in our remove condition, we will statement body, remove the condition and set speed again. All right, so let me just move these up here. All right, and then in our ping pong, I guess this is the issue here is it's using the speed to help determine where the position is. So we should use the private speed, which doesn't change. But that's not right either. So I think we need to change the way we do the ping pong. And we're going to get the AI to do it for us. I now modify the speed. However, that means we need to update the logic on the position. What's the best way to handle this? And please feel free to make a new version. Ha! Mr. AI or Miss AI or they AI. It's just AI, it's not human. Yep, I do, that's right. Method modified. Nope, that's not right. No. I need to change the ping pong. Use a different method of moving the object. There we go. There we go. Now you're getting it. No, it's not quite right. Come on, AI. Am I not telling the AI correctly? That's probably why. So this is just going to move it in a specific direction over time. Well, we need it to move back and forth between its start position and the distance away. But all right, let's try that. Do we have all the same things? It does not have all the same things. Changed this to initial speed. Do we use direction? I guess we do use direction. I don't know why. Ah, I see. Direction. All right. Okay. And distance, current speed. It's a new private flow for current speed. And oh no, I changed this to current speed. I see. All right. And then start position. All right. Okay, modify speed. I like my speed better. Speed mod equals initial speed times modifier. Current speed equals initial speed plus speed mod modified speed. That's not even a speed change. All right, and then this is the part that we were really paying attention to here. Let's see if this works. I have a feeling it's not going to work. Let's see. Movement is going to be distance times that but it's still multiplying by current speed. Okay, it's actually, okay, it might work. The other one wasn't working because it was computing the position using speed as part of the algorithm. This is computing an amount to move based on the speed. It's also going in the wrong direction and really fast. All right, so let's fix that. Where's our ping pong? Initial speed is going to be 2, 1, and 0, and press play. Whoa, see, it's still, Okay, let's, sometimes some maths I don't like. When speed changes, the position changes. Speed will change, but the position should not be affected by that. Okay, it's basically telling me I'm wrong. Or maybe it's not. You need to remove the current speed variable from the calculator. Yeah, that sounds better. Because sine was like the ping pong thing. All right, there it is. There it is. That's better. Yeah, let's fix this real quick. Make the speed 5 again. Press play. Alright, so now it slows down. And it doesn't ever come back. Alright, so let's fix that. We're going to do a private float distance from start, and spell this right, distance, as I said earlier, distance is a word I misspell all the time, and if distance from start equals greater than distance, then direction, there we go, goes backwards. And if it's that, or 0.1 F, maybe that'll work. Let's see. Ah, appears to work. All right, good. So now the bad guy gets affected by the whoops, where's my button? Some keys, fingers are in the wrong spots. All right, but I don't get affected by it. I should get affected by it too. And it's gonna be tough to know that I am affected by it. So I'm going to do something for my player here. We're going to create, or what are we going to do? How are we going to indicate that we're slow? I guess we could put it up here in our readout. Movement. know you could use a grid. I'm not going to, not right now. Okay, so movement speed, we don't need stat text health, we'll remove that, but we do need stat text. Oh, just we're only doing one, so delete that. We can do this readout because the default one has only one stat. And where is it? Okay, so our character is going to be our player, and our stat is going to be move speed mod. And ooh, you know what? We need to modify it because we're going to show the proficiency. So we do need to change it. We're going to say stat text proficiency. Proficiency, and it's going to be the same as this, but instead of final stat, we're going to do proficiency. Whoops. Final proficiency. All right. Yeah, that's why I was thinking something like that, but there's no shader. The problem is the camera, once you're inside it, you don't see it because it's only visible from the outside. So I was trying to think like make a camera effect or something like that. What we could do is add post-processing, but I don't necessarily want to do that either, because then it means that people have to add that. If they don't have it, then it's like, oh, we already have TextMesh Pro, but I don't know. All right, so our move speed mod goes up and down. We need to make it affect us though. So our movement in our first person movement control here, so this is actually handled by the scriptable object, which is right here. Okay. So what we're going to do is add a new variable. I have to update this in game modules. We're going to add a new variable here. New variable is going to be public float move speed modifier equals 0f. Whoops. What the heck is this? Expects a float -1 to 1. 1 to 1. Okay. And then handle speed right here is going to say current speed times equals move speed modifier +1, because that's going to be -1 to Yeah, so if 0, then it's just going to be multiplied by 1. All right, and then we will pass in our player on a get condition. We're going to do a very similar thing to the caster, or caster character rather. Set speed on both of these. I'm just going to copy this over actually. And we're going to get our, what was it called? First person movement control. So private first person movement control, first person movement control, and then private void awake is going to be first person movement control equals get component first person movement control. All right, and then down here we'll do first person movement control dot move speed modifier equals move speed mod proficiency. All right, so that should do the trick, I believe. Oh, you know what it's doing? It is doing it every frame. That's my bad. So handle speed happens every frame, and so we need to not multiply it by that every frame, because it's just going to slow it down over and over and over again. So what are we doing here? Target speed equals that times move speed mod. There we go. So we'll put it further up the chain. So our target speed is going to be that here. Let's actually make it a little simplifier so we don't have to put this here twice. We're going to see target speed times equals 1 times move speed modifier. Okay, so our target speed is going to be up there. Why aren't I moving at all? 1 plus, not 1 times. And then there we go. So we are moving slower. And then faster. All right. So all that's working. I do wish there was some more visual slowdown. Let's see. What could we do? We could add a panel to the main canvas, or just an image, a giant ass image, and recast target, turn that off so it doesn't actually affect anything. Make it blue and transparent, semi-transparent, and then make it huge. Or we can use this trick. There we go. And then what kind of blue do we like? We can do that. And then cold panel, or slow panel. And then we will go to this, and we're just going to hard code it. Again, not everything needs to be hard coded, but you know, game object slow panel, and then set speed. We're going to say if move speed mod proficiency is less than or equal to 0, then we will do set active true. So we're going to set active to whether it's greater than or equal to 0. So if it's greater than or equal to 0, it will be true. Otherwise, it will be set false. Opposite, set active, true if it's less than 0. Okay, there we go. Otherwise, it will be set false. All right, and we'll just need to make sure we assign it and turn it off. And then turn it off. All right. There we go. So now when we're slow, it's blue. And when we're not slow, it's that. So the other thing we could do, since we've got this going on, got hit panel. Now, you see where I'm going with this one? Red. And we're going to start at 185. And for this one, we're going to add a new script. And a simple alpha changer. And this is going to be namespace, infinity.modules, and oops. So we're going to do a public float desired alpha equals 0f, and public float change speed equals how fast we want it to change. Maybe we'll do 80. And then public or private void update, and if image, well, we need the image. So private image, oops, image. We have to import the using thing, and private void awake image equals get component image. So if image dot alpha dot material dot alpha, or what is it? Dot color dot a, there we go, equals desired alpha, then return. I guess we could do a floating point. Otherwise, we're going to say that it knows what we're doing. That's not right. We're not lerping to the new color. We're going to do alpha mathf.move towards current to that, max change is that, not lerping. So we're going to do mathf move towards, and then reset the color. And then we need a public void set alpha. Oops, it knew what we were doing, but not quite right. Okay, and then in our player, we're going to say got hit, public override, take damage, base take damage, and then we're going to have our got hit panel, and this is going to be a got hit, what do we call it? Simple alpha changer, simple alpha changer, got hit panel, or got hit. Yeah, we'll just got hit panel. Ah, gosh. All right. That's simple alpha changer. There we go. We'll just do that then. Okay. And then when we got hit, take the damage and then simple alpha cell alpha to, I guess we make this a public thing, public float got hit alpha, and it's going to be 185. We'll do an int. And we'll set it to our got hit alpha. And then it should automatically go back to 0 by itself. If I put these scripts on them, which, as you know, I forget to do, simple alpha changer. We'll put this alpha down to 0 now. All right, desired alpha 0. And in this, we just need to assign got hit panel and make sure that this is also not a target. Okay, if it's a raycast target, then it will block clicks. So you have to make sure it's not a raycast target. All right, does it work? No. And what's going on up here? Did I? What the heck? Why are all of these doing this now? Oh, my bad. I'm doing material color. I should be just doing dot color. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right. No? Okay. That's what we were looking for. Just removing material. That's what's the easier way of doing it. I did it the hard way first. Okay, so now I need to undo what I messed up on all of these other ones. I accidentally changed the material. So I can undo it with a script too, I suppose. Okay. So that should update all of them once I get hit and fix my problem, because I changed the materials alpha on all of them, basically. Oh, okay. But that reverted it, so that part worked. That part worked. I can remove that now. All right, so that reverted my mistake, and now we can figure out why the heck that was going to. Oh, because I said my alpha should be, it should be a %, not 80. Got hit alpha should be 0.75 F. Okay, and then we can do a nice little thing here. Range 0, F, 1F. That way we can never go outside of that range. And it'll be a slider too. Did you know that if you do the range drawer thing on that, then it shows up like this? There you go. So we'll do 0.75. All right, press play again. It moves way too fast back to 0. Where's my got hit panel? Change speed is going to be 0.5. 0.8. Whoops, 0.8. 1.25. Okay. Let's just do 1. Okay. And then I'm going to make this a, what am I calling this? Stat affecting scenario demo player, and make this a prefab 2, prefab variant though. And then we have our slow zone. We can make that prefab. All right, that should be it. So now we have a bunch of stuff going on. We can get hit, and we see an impact when we get hit. We can attack things with that. We can attack things manually like that. We can go and attack this. Ooh, we're slow. We can attack it with our projectile. We can attack it with our not projectile. We can use this as a shield because, of course, the projectile doesn't care what it's saying. We didn't put any math to make it care, so now it can hit this test dummy as well. And then the last thing is we can get hit by this. So there we go. That is, I'll have to make a video to kind of demonstrate what everything is happening here, but now we have multiple ways of passing data along. It's a very simple demo, but it will basically show all the scripts that you need to do in a basic setting to throw things back and forth, to throw data back and forth. It's ultimately the, you know, if we look at the scripts to look at it, most of these are just the player classes, you know, that they all inherit from each other. But at the very basic thing, it's just do attack is the very basic. Take damage. Compute damage and take damage. So there you go. Yeah. But now I'm going to take a break because that was almost 4 hours. Oh. And I missed buying more games from Game Nerds. I got some before the stream started, but I haven't been checking, and my friend was commenting that everything's getting sold out. So let's see. Show in stock only. Dragonlance. I don't want these games. Oh well. What was not in stock that I missed out on? Which is just as well. I don't really need more games, to be honest. I mean, not most, but a bunch of the games in the back behind me were have never been played. I've heard this Star Wars Outer Rim is a good game, but I don't know. Never heard of that, but it looks cool, but I would have to look it up. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's another one starting in just 9 days. 9 minutes. So if you really want to get them, you got to be around. But I'm not going to be around. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I will see you another time. Don't forget, if you go to infinitypbr.com, you've got lots of stuff here. We've got our scripting docs. Click on the scripting docs and see all these beautiful scripting docs. Click on the YouTube to view YouTube, which you're already on. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And then click the See All Assets. It does use our affiliate link. I appreciate if you buy stuff from the asset store using my affiliate link, because we get a small cut and it goes to pay for more stuff that we do. The characters, they all cost money because I don't do those myself. I pay other people to do them, and that's where the money goes. And then Game Modules 4 is for who knows how much longer, 50% off. I don't know how much longer because I forget what time it was that I pressed the button. Ends today, maybe ends early tomorrow, ends less than 24 hours from now. And it's been saying ends today for the past 6 hours, so ending sometime very soon. 50% off. Everything you've been seeing here is game modules. All these stats are game modules. So, yeah, good stuff. If you have any questions, come to the Discord. That link is also on the website. Come to the Discord, ask questions. Lots of people there to help you out. And I will see you later. Bye.